Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today we are talking fragrances with fantastic performance. If you are someone who's strictly looking for fragrances that will take you through the entirety of your day, I have a list for you. These perfumes, when they are my scent of the day, I don't have to touch up, I don't have to top off. They will stay there with me from the morning till the night when it's time to shower. The first one I have here is a beloved OG in my collection. This is Guerlain, Mon Guerlain the Intense. I also get fantastic performance out of the original, but I have here with me the Intense. Stunning, very elegant, ultra feminine lavender vanilla perfume. And you do have to enjoy lavender in order to vibe with Mon Guerlain, but I appreciate that this isn't a harsh lavender. It's not giving like straight up essential oil blast of lavender. It really gives a coziness to the scent. I find it very comforting, and it's definitely an easy reach scent for me. With the Intense version, you get an added boost of vanilla. It's not a gourmand vanilla, but it's warm, it's smooth. This one comes off a bit more creamy than the original. And then you have this beautiful, elegant, powdery character. There's iris. Jasmine and rose are also mentioned, but I really can only pick up the iris and lavender out of the florals. There's coumarin in the base to add to the warmth and sweetness, and also a bit of patchouli and a hint of licorice. I don't find it to be loud, but it does add a unique addition and twist to this scent profile. I think it is absolutely stunning, timeless, and definitely a lifer for me in my collection. Then we have Ambrosia Imperiale by Navitus, and this is truly a unique scent. I haven't smelled anything remotely like it. When I first got this, I got good performance out of it, about 6-7 hours, but as it sat and matured, the performance got even better, and it truly does last all day for me. This is a very unique, sexy gourmand. Not true gourmand, but it gives you that alluring yumminess. This was inspired by Bananas Foster dessert. It has a caramelized, warm, and boozy character. There's some rum, some vanilla, caramel, whipped cream, and then you have a big dose of saffron, really bringing in the sexy factor for me. Looking at some of these notes, seeing like rum, dates, caramel, vanilla, you could imagine that perhaps this would end up being like a dense, rich scent. It is a rich scent, but it totally has this airy, trailing quality, and I find it just stunning and mesmerizing. I'm obsessed with this perfume. I love that this is a grown, refined take on banana. It's not like a banana Laffy Taffy vibe or banana pudding that I detect in a lot of perfumes when they feature banana. There's a bit of Divana in the opening, introducing a little bit of greenness, and that just lasts for a few minutes. And I think that the amberwood, benzoin, and saffron do a beautiful job with kind of breaking apart the gourmand elements. This has been quite the head turner for me. It gets a lot of attention when I wear this. This was made in collaboration with AI the Great, and I think she did a fantastic job. Then we have Rouge Malachite by Armani Prive. This is an absolute standout white floral fragrance in my top 5 favorite white florals. I have owned this for years, and I have a decent dent. It's like to here now, but she's got a long way to go. I don't need to use much. I smell this and I just think of a regal woman in white. It really has a special presence to it. I'm very picky with tuberose. It has tuberose in the top, mid, and base. This was love at first sniff for me. I couldn't get it out of my head when I experienced this for the first time. It was a need for me. So even if you don't typically gravitate towards tuberose, if there's any part of you that is open to it, where every great once in a while you like it, try it. This also has a creamy jasmine and ylang-ylang, rich, dense florals with a really smooth ambery presence. There's both amber and benzoin listed, and it's so smooth. It has a buttery texture to it. It doesn't smell buttery, but the texture, I feel like it's how these florals come across and the benzoin, but also the cashmerean featured. In the opening, you get this pop of clary sage and pink pepper, and then that dies down once you hit the dry down. It becomes warmer, smoother, and I get just a hint of like a very subtle vanilla-like undertone because of that benzoin featured. Beautiful, graceful, love Rouge Malachite. Then we have Sirène from Fragrance du Bois, and this is a standout cherry fragrance. There are a lot on the market, and you don't need to collect them all, but if you're looking for a cherry scent, this is one to try. What I find particularly special about Sirène is the opening. That part has my whole heart. It's cherry, and the lactones really come through, and it's creamy. It smells kind of vanillic and has like a vanilla and cherry candy swirl effect. It smells so delicious and addicting, and as it dries down, the lactones fade and it just gets deeper, it gets richer and darker. There's oud, and that, brings in this darkness, but it's nothing animalic. I don't find that note challenging at all in here, but absolutely gives a richness to the scent. It has incense and ambery notes, and that name, Sirène, it feels very intentional because like a siren will lure you in with their sweet song. They appear to be, beautiful and inviting, and then when you get closer, they can be quite dangerous. The dry down definitely has a commanding boldness, but then you still always get that sweetness from the cherry coming in. It just takes on a darker feel. Goes from sweet, yummy to sexy and bold. Next, we have Oro Verde from House of Bois, and if you've seen my top 10 favorite fragrances video, you'll know this was a part of that list, which is wild to me because this has cannabis in the breakdown, and I never thought that I would have an ultimate favorite that featured cannabis, but here we are. This is a very cool, fresh green scent. It was inspired by the founder's trip to the South American jungle. It simultaneously feels wild and adventurous, but also very sophisticated. This also has basil, which I was side-eyeing initially because I'm like, garden herb, I don't think I want to smell like basil, but it works. It's fresh but edgy greenery. There's also tree moss, and I love the Palo Santo incorporated. It's the specific pairing of Palo Santo, cannabis, and watermelon that has me in a chokehold. The watermelon brings in, of course, this watery freshness and just this touch of fruitiness that's really intriguing. I don't get a prominent watermelon like Wave Child, for example. It's not watermelon candy, fresh, crisp watermelon. The ambergris, for me, brings a sexiness to this scent, like this salted skin effect. It has a crisp bergamot. My boyfriend and I both love Oro Verde. And if you own this scent, I highly recommend layering it with juicy, fruity perfumes because it is unreal. I've mentioned Room 1015, Wave Child, Ellis Brooklyn, Miami Nectar, but I also have to let you know Granita from Aziri Paris. It's a melon and peach scent. That sweet candied melon with the cool factor, the edge of Oro Verde is really good. I've had so much fun finding pairings for this, but I also love letting it have its own moment and wearing it on its own. Next up, Guidance by Ah-nuh. It's been a minute since I've featured her, and I'm like, well, this is the perfect time to bring her up again. This is one of the creamiest interpretations of sandalwood. This scent is not for everyone, but I love it. This has a very interesting opening. It's at the start where I feel like I get these notes the most distinctively and individually, where in the dry down it becomes like a smoothie of these notes. You get a prominent pear, and it's not candied pear, it's not crisp pear. It comes off like a pear puree. You get a pop of hazelnut. There's smooth florals. I get personally osmanthus the most, and I get that creamy sandalwood throughout the life of the scent. As the opening passes, it feels like these ingredients have been thrown into a blender. The vanilla comes up more, you get the akigala wood, a bit of the ambergris coming through. I lose the hazelnut and the pear melds into these other notes. It's not everyone's cup of tea depending on, your skin and your nose. People interpret this differently, but it is an absolutely iconic fragrance, and I think something at least to sample because it is absolutely made its mark in the world of fragrance. Then we have Violet Shot from Olfactive Studio, and this actually features violet leaf as the main note. So it has that ozonic, fresh, green, dewy character. And even though it's not mentioned, I feel like I get a little bit of violet petals in the mix. It still has a soft, floral, powdery character, but absolutely violet leaf is the main focus. I think this is a really artistic, chic, sophisticated scent. I picture a rider going out into their garden in the early hours of the morning, and dew is, covering the plant life, and they have a leather-bound journal that they're writing in. It has a saffron character that gives it a subtle suede or smooth leather feel, a hint of that. There is a grass note featured where I'm getting, some of that garden quality coming through. It's not loud because I don't enjoy smelling like grass, but I assure you it's not loud. It's just giving it a fresh green touch. And there's some vanilla in here as well that gives it just a bit of sweetness. This scent feels calming, peaceful, and artsy. It's really good. Last but not least, Lamar by Kajal. This is a fruit bomb that will last all day. It's primarily a pineapple scent, which is really fun, really stands out for that reason alone. It's not often that you pass by people who are wearing a pineapple scent. And this is a super ripe, dark, juicy pineapple. Like, we gotta eat this thing before it goes bad ripe. And I love the touch of a tart quality that it has because of these red berries and green apple. Personally, those fruity notes stand out to me the most, but this also has rose in the mix, very modern rose, and it doesn't make Lamar feel too feminine. I had a coworker compliment me on this scent and he loved it. He's like, I need to buy that fragrance for myself. And he was telling me usually fragrances don't do much for me. They don't captivate me, but what you are wearing is incredible. I've noticed that men in particular will compliment me when I wear Lamar. This has an added sweetness from a bit of vanilla and a warm, smooth, musky amber base. And because of that warm base, it's absolutely something you can wear outside of spring and summer. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are having a great day and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.